I don't mind him repositioning to plate up, but we weren't in a bad spot. I think right now we're in a worse spot because don't forget, Mr. Player One, we just shot at to our back right-hand side. So now essentially we've technically pinched ourselves between the enemy we shot at and the enemy that shot at us. Another thing, and you see it a lot of times. Oh, there's the guy that we shot at. Weird. All right, here we are spectating Buy Me Back, and I love his name. I absolutely do. Describes my life and perfectly, and the life of all of us, I'm sure. We're doing the save crackers, no given at all. What I want to see from players, especially when I'm spectating solos, is a good balance of passive and aggressive gameplay. I feel like everyone is super passive, and there's a small majority like myself that are way too aggressive, but there is a good balance if you guys are going out there to actually try to win the game. You know, of course, if you want to drop 20s and 30s, you're going to step up that aggression a little bit more, and the balance kind of goes out the window. But for most of you guys watching the video, I don't think we're out here trying to drop 30s. Winning the game is most likely what you guys are trying to do. So again, you want to have a balance of passiveness and aggressiveness. I have nothing against playing passive, especially if you're playing a great position, a high ground. You're in a good area with the zone accordingly. You have a great rotation strategy in and out of an area. The problem that I see, though, is that whenever an enemy does come to them, they keep that passive mindset. When an enemy's near you, you've got to turn that aggression meter up. You can play safe, but you have to want to fight that guy instead of just hiding in a corner waiting for him to come to you. Now, why is that? Well, getting kills, aiming at a doorway or a window an enemy comes into, that's easy. But that's not going to help you in game. What's going to help you in game and when you're rotating and when you're holding high positions is being able to shoot enemies that are moving, that are shooting back. Those are the reps you guys need to get into. I will say, I like the fact that we got our money. We're out here scanning the rooftops. I definitely think we should jump to the buy. Oh, so I have a new headset I'm trying out. It's supposed to have a lot better audio, and for the price, it better. But I'll be honest, I don't hear nothing. We have people flying in on us to the right-hand side, upper corner, and again, FOV is no longer an issue. So I want to see people start observing that. There we go. All right, don't shoot at him, or you can, because now what that's done is it's alerted not only the player we shot at, but everyone else around us that we're here, right? So let's assume there's no one else here. It's just us and this enemy. Well, now the problem is if we push him, he's going to be on high alert. He expects us to push. He's going to prepare for that push, aka he might sit in a corner and hide. We also have the window to our left-hand side break. So it makes it a harder job for us to actually fight at that guy. Now, if you watch the streams, we'll shoot at everything, but we'll instantly push. If the guy's at that distance and I have ground loot and I have a gun I don't think I'm going to get the kill with, I'm not going to shoot at him. I'll push closer, close that gap. See, this, for instance, is what I'm talking about. The moment he gets shot at, instead of just trying to fight the situation, he turns his tail and runs. I don't mind him repositioning to plate up, but we weren't in a bad spot. I think right now we're in a worse spot because don't forget, Mr. Player One, we just shot at to our back right-hand side. So now essentially we've technically pinched ourselves between the enemy we shot at and the enemy that shot at us. And that's the aggression I want to see you guys. The moment you get shot, you could definitely reposition the building, get on the rooftop, whatever you want to do, but play that building. Plate up, re-enter the fight. Another thing, and you see it a lot of times. Oh, there's the guy that we shot at. Weird. A lot of times as well, when you guys get in a fight with these players and you run away, these guys later on in the game, especially in game, end up killing you. So get them at the lobby so you don't have that option. Another situation. We have an enemy. He shot at us. We had a good position to hold, and instead we ran back. Because the enemy wasn't a low ground and we had the window and we had the staircase we ran in on, I think we could have played that fight a lot better. But again, it's just a little bit of fear. Nothing against the players. You just have to build a little bit more self-confidence when it comes to fighting. All right, so I'm gonna cut out a little bit this time, but we've not left the staircase, as you guys can see. We've probably been here for about a minute and a half. And we put ourselves in a spot. So the enemy knows we're here still. I'm sure. You would like to think anyway. And we've got to rotate that direction. So now that we've worked ourselves in a spot, we should probably just rotate away from this area. Because I would imagine as an enemy, I would definitely be gatekeeping this guy here. So we're still in the same area. We are still here. And honestly, now that I'm thinking, I think the player that scared us happened to be a bot anyway. It might not have been. We really didn't stay around long enough to find out, but that's what I'm assuming. So look, this is the player base I'm more or less trying to reach, to be honest, because I promise, man, the moment these guys just get a few reps in, they get a few more fights a game, you will instantly become better. There's a lot of tricks to rotating, and this is a very rotation heavy game for sure. We got a kill. It's definitely a rotation heavy game, and it favors just smart rotations. But when it comes to gunfighting again, man, you guys have got to force yourself to get reps in. You have to. Now, the enemy right there that we killed, I'm not sure exactly what he was doing, but it looks like he was kind of doing the same thing IDAB was doing as well, sitting in a corner fighting bots. For some reason, when we shot at him, the enemy thought we weren't an important target and continued to shoot at the bots. And then here we are moving on to another guy that's got 1 kill, rocking the dual akimbo pistols. Solo lobbies are without a doubt not only something special to watch, but they're extremely easy compared to any other mode. And I don't know why. You know, solos is always easier in any BR, because fights are 1-on-1, at worst 1v2, maybe 1v3. But Warzone 2 specifically, I feel like these lobbies are a lot worse compared to Warzone 1 solo lobbies. You'll have a few goats in here slapping out, no doubt. I think every lobby's got some really good players, but then on the flip side, we have a lot of people that aren't really sure what to do. And again, playing the edge right now. All right, he's gonna go around observatory completely. If you're gonna rotate away, you better rotate wide. So I definitely don't mind this. And again, we're getting shot at by one guy on our right, one guy over there. So most of the lobby's playing the edge. And for you hunters out there, for you kill slayers, that's where you play at. That's your comfort zone. Oh, can we get it? Jump off the... Nope. We're not gonna fight him. Nope. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not too sure why we came here. I'm not too sure why we used the UAV. I mean, I guess as a defensive mechanism, which, you know, to each their own. I'm not going to slay you for using it defensively. It's fine, but we know where several players are at, and we're just going to ignore the fact that they're there. I thought for a split second maybe we'll gatekeep these guys, but that's clearly not the case. This is a very, very wide rotation, and we are playing with fire, mostly, again, because if any decent players in this lobby, and a lot of you guys could probably agree, you're going to be posted up on these buildings watching people rotating in, especially when it comes across the water in a wide open area. It's an easy gatekeep. Let's see how this unfolds, though. It's also confusing me. We took the vehicle and then we left it. You know, I'm not really a huge vehicle guy, but when you have such a far distance to cover and a lot of it's wide open, I would rather take a vehicle through it and hopefully not get shot in the face. We're running past a lot of buildings people can be on, be inside of. We're running past a lot of wide open spots people could be sniping. And again, we are fighting the zone speed as well. And he's really cutting it close. It's not moving super quick, but if we get in a fight and we're this close to the edge, I mean, y'all have tried to fight putting on and off your gas mask several times, right? That shit ain't fun. But more than anything, I'm more confused of why he's doing this. If anybody has any idea why he's playing like this, please let me know in the comment section below. I'm trying to get in the mindset of this player here. You know, I remember what it was like to be a bot, no doubt about it. And from time to time, I still feel like a bot. But sometimes I spectate players and I physically can't wrap my head around what they're doing, and I can't even correct it, to be honest. Now you're gonna have a lot of people here. I would imagine you have at least 5 enemies here, just again because of where it's at. You got the buy station on the edge as well, and of course we see the car pull up to the buy, so we know there's at least one here. Let's see if he pays attention to the mini map. And again, super hyper focused on a lot of loot. You know, it's always cool to loot, especially if we're running past it, but again, your first and foremost primary objective in this game needs to be rotations, plain and simple. If you're in a bad spot or you're in a dangerous spot like we are, you need to just stop looting and start playing the area. Now remember the car?
Get to the new safe zone.
There could be an enemy around here, and you know, check the buy for UAV, hopefully get one. I'll just assume that there's no UAV in the buy. Also, when you're in bad spots like this too, don't break windows. All of a sudden, they're gonna know exactly where you're at. With all the doorways and stuff we have, there's really no reason for it. Granted, it did give us a little intel so we can make a wide rotation out of here, but again, there's probably more people. Oh, snap. Well, there's another guy, but I'm getting a jailbreak. Let's make our way over there again and see if we can continue spectating him, because I'm really curious. Got a lot of gunfire happening. All right, we happen to find the same guy, and we're able to land on him, so we're able to go. Oh my. It's also going to be, I think it's going to be a wide open ending. At least I hope it's a wide open ending, mostly for the fact that that's when players like this really struggle. And you know, I'm actually really optimistic that one day we'll get BRs again that favor open endings. You know, I think one of the good things about PUBG, and comparing PUBG to this game, just solely on the pace of the game, it's got the same pace PUBG did. It's very slow for the most part, but at least PUBG had a lot of wide open endings, so where even if it was slow, you still had to play with a lot of tacticality. This right here, players run from building to building to stay on the edge. Once they get to a spot, it's not going to be open, kind of. Once they get to a spot that's like this, that's where they struggle big time. And to be honest, if you can end up mastering the wide open areas, you'll master the whole thing. Anybody could sit in the building and play the gas and pray to God it favors them and get a win here and there. No doubt about it. Anyone can do it. We've seen it 1,000 times. But there's a lot to be said about players that can play the wide ass open, that can hold their own while being shot at by multiple players and still come out with the win. That, in my opinion, is a lot more rewarding. Now, I'm not saying I want a wide open map, but if they decrease a lot of these buildings, I would not be mad about that. Crosshair placement staring at the ground right now. I feel like a natural's playing it like it's Tarkov. At least I feel like I'm watching Tarkov right now with this play. And again, crouch walking in the open. If there is anybody paying attention to the server, there might not be from what we've spectated. This is not what you want to be doing. I think it's going to favor it here, but I really hope we get it again wide open. I'd love to see how he handles that. Oh, damn it. All right, so if you're at this point, even if you're not him, you want to get this building here. You want to gatekeep. And it's a 3-story. It's going to be your taller building. It's going to have eyes on basically everything. I'm not sure exactly what this building's like. I know it's higher up, but I don't know how many stories, I'm going to be honest. We'll see when we get up there, but you know, if that building ends up being better than this one, then we can adjust. And again, super hyper focus on loot we don't need. We've got plates, we've got ammo, we've got armor and munitions. We got it all. We're fine. This is the moment where you gather intel. You don't put yourself in a corner. You can lay the claymore down. I'm fine with it. But you need to be peeking these windows. You need to be adding up where all the players are at. You have got to develop some kind of focus to look at players. Like this, for instance, you know, he's being shot at right now. I really wouldn't even try to shoot him. It looks like he wants to, but pay attention where he's at. Pay attention where those tracers were coming from. So now we know that the guy jumped over here, got killed by somebody over here. So we know where one guy's at. There's 6 enemies we need to find. And to be honest, I don't think you should be ADSing in this either. If you think you see someone, you have to ADS to get a little bit of zoom, that's fine, but keep out of your scope so your FOV's better so you can spot more movement. All right, now where do you go? And again, instead of watching where people are rotating to, because people will be rotating, we're sitting here in a corner staring at the ground. Not sure what we're doing, to be honest. And again, pay attention to the window breaking mistake. Does he learn from it? He does. There's a guy in the open right there. Easy claps. You got to get the kill. Good shit. Now you had to shoot. It's unfortunate we had to shoot, but I do believe we had to. And he was looking and shooting at someone else as well. So we know there's an enemy to our right and we got to move fast. We're sitting here very vulnerable. We're allowing the guy on the rooftop next to us to see us and everyone around us to see us. And no surprise that he got shot and got killed. No surprise at all. I mean, movement would have been fucking great. Just getting off that roof quickly would have been fantastic. Oh, he's got a durable, so he could just play back on the gas. I'm also shocked the enemy didn't push that. You can't go that way. You've tried. You're gonna have to just run around, brother. Now, if he was paying attention, we saw a guy on top the roof right here. Gas is diving back. We still have half our dirty. Go back to your building and hold it. Go back to your building and hold it. This is a pre-rotating moment, because if you can get back on that rooftop, if you could have, it's a little late now. If you could have got back up when the gas was identified, you could have held everybody rotating to you. But coulda, woulda, shoulda. He's more worried about laying down claymores and sitting in corners than he is getting easy kills. And I don't care how bad his aim is. He could have easily won this game. Just again, pre-rotating back into the gas, grabbing the next zone, getting the building, and shooting people rotating to us. Okay, we had footsteps to our left-hand side too. And again, we're just sitting out here with our lasers shining so everyone can see us. Also, guys, I know some lasers are visible, some are not. Just make sure you're using lasers that are not visible if you're playing like this. If you're using meta builds that have lasers that are visible, just be aware of it. So when you're looking, you don't aim them out for everyone to see. I think riot shields run solos. Every game I've spectated of solos this past week, there's been a riot shield the last 5 people in the circle, no doubt. And again, there we go, rooftop. You know you're back safe, you're safe to climb it, plus you got the riot shield on it too. You got claymores in here, but it's from our boy that we were just spectating. Oh, you see him, he's crawling, bro, he's to your right. He's under you.
New safe zone located.
There you go. I was about to tell him in text. Better late than never. Love the shooting the bodies. But again, guys, we notice a common recurrent theme, especially in solo. Solo should be a lot easier of a mode for you guys. It should be a lot less stressful because you're only fighting solo players most of the time. There are exceptions, but you can guarantee 90% of your fights are going to be a 1v1. That's the most comfortable fight you should ever feel. Playing duos, you could be solo duo. Shit, you could even be solo quadded. Trios, solo trio. Quad, solo quad, maybe even 1v8. So again, playing solos, you should be playing with a lot more haste, a lot more zest, a lot more confidence, even if you suck. I don't care how bad you are. I don't care if you have a 0.1. I don't care if you're blindfolded. Run around, try your best to practice the gunplay and practice rotations, man. You know, I can sit here and tell you rotate here, rotate here, rotate here, but if you guys aren't implementing that on a regular basis, it's gonna be very hard for you guys to win the game. Winning this game's easy. Winning high kills, that's a struggle we're all having, but winning the game is extremely easy. You just got to play rotations. It doesn't matter how many kills you guys have at the end of the day if your focus is to win the game. But guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe today, and I'll catch you in the next one.